Our next presenter is Zack Roloff, representing the Rehabilitation Sciences graduate program from the medical school. Zack.
It's not news to y'all that obesity is one of the most notorious villains in healthcare, and that scientists have been working for many years to vanquish it. Obesity has an arch nemesis, though, and it's physical activity. Increased activity leads to a boost in metabolism and then a potential weight loss, and then boom, obesity defeated, right? It's a move more, lose more kind of thing. Well, I think there's more to it than that. And although we've been studying the effects of exercise on metabolism for many years, we continue to find new pieces to the puzzle all the time. One of these new pieces is called the super relaxed state, or the SRX, and it may provide us with some answers as to why exercise is so beneficial. To measure the SRX, you need a heavy-duty microscope and a steady hand, and to this day, no one has yet measured it after a bout of physical activity. As an exercise physiologist, I'm looking to bridge the gap between these two fields as they're both interested in metabolism and biophysics. Skeletal muscle is a complex organ. It's made up of bundles of thousands of muscle fibers, and within each of these fibers, there are tiny little motors that allow you to move, called myosin. In order for myosin to function, it needs fuel, and fuel in the human body is called ATP. These little myosin motors grab onto one molecule of ATP and hold onto it for varying amounts of time. These varying rates are due to the fact that myosin exists in three separate states: active contraction, the disordered relaxed state, and the newly discovered super relaxed state. To better understand the differences between these three states, you can think about riding a motorcycle. When you're on your motorcycle cruising down the freeway, you're burning fuel at a pretty quick rate. Similarly, in actively contracting muscle, you're burning through ATP at a pretty quick rate. When you're on your bike idled at a stoplight, this is like the disordered relaxed state, where you're burning through fuel still, just not as quickly as you would be at cruising speed. When you park your bike and turn it off, you're now in the super relaxed state. The motorcycle is no longer using fuel. While myosin continues to use ATP, it just happens so slowly, it's almost like no energy is being used at all. My research looks at the extent to which we can shift myosin from the SRX to the disordered relaxed state, which would use ATP faster, thus boosting metabolism. We've shown that even modest shifts from the SRX can lead to increases in resting metabolism, which is significant because if you can increase the resting metabolism in an obese person, you can thereby decrease the likelihood that they'll suffer from complications that stem from obesity. With the work that I'm doing, I'm hoping to show that exercise does contribute to this shift away from the SRX, and we may once and for all level up obesity's arch nemesis enough to tip the scales in our favor. Thank you.
Thanks, Zack.